My name is Ben Soffer, at Boy With No Job on Instagram, and you're listening to Growing Up Italian. Cheers, folks.
What's up, guys? This is the Growing Up Italian podcast. Today we got special guest, special friend, Ben Soffer. Ben, how are you?
What's up, brother? I'm doing great. How are you?
So, for those of you that do not know Ben, I'm doing great, by the way.
Good.
He is a social media guru, way ahead of your time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've seen you like on Instagram for years, way before I met you. And fast forward, we met each other last Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
And he gave me a very special, very different request. He said, I just want to buy a big bread off of you.
Yep.
And I don't know if you remember.
Of course I remember. I didn't need you to make the sandwich. First of all, we'll dive into food, obviously.
Yeah,
because
of course.
You got two husky guys.
Yeah.
So we gotta talk about food. But I don't eat any pig products. Like, I'm not going to eat the prosciuttos and the delicious stuff that you got downstairs. I wanted to load up this hoagie. I can curse on this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to load up this fucking hoagie with some pastrami, some grilled onions. I love making sandwiches, but how are you supposed to find, I think, what did I ask you for? Like
6 footer.
Yeah, it's a big fucking, piece of bread.
First, you asked me for 10 feet, I think, and I was like,
Big piece of bread.
I'm like, where are you bringing 10 feet? I'm like, how are you traveling with this?
In a car. And it's funny, I didn't realize quite how big 10 feet is.
Yeah.
10 feet
It's literally
is
a
big.
basketball hoop.
No, it would have been way too big. The 6 foot was perfect. And it's funny, I don't know why in my head I was equating, I'm like, all right, so a $5 footlong is really not that big. Like, I could finish, if I'm really eating, I'm in the mood, I could eat 2 Subway footlongs. It's fucking easy. It's not that much bread. And I'm like, all right, so it's 6 of them, but really, I think that they're lying to us about how many feet those footlongs are.
It's the same length, but the width.
It's the width.
Because it's like 3 times.
That's exactly right.
So you literally made your own sandwich on Super Bowl Sunday.
I took your 6 foot long big roll.
Big hero.
I went to Ben's Deli on Long Island. It's a fine deli. It's not the best deli. It's a fine deli.
They're known for their pastrami.
Yeah, they're more like, it's a brand name, but it's not like, if you're looking for like really great cold cuts, there are other places you can go. Went to Ben's Deli, got, I don't even remember how many pounds of pastrami. I have to guess it.
I think you told me like 5 or
that would
something?
make sense. I was going to say at
like
least,
5.
you need at least a pound per foot.
Because I walked you through this thing. I'm like, wait, how many?
Yeah, you did. You did. No,
what are you doing here? I told you the knife you needed.
Exactly.
We went step by step with it.
So I went pastrami. I grilled some onions, some Russian dressing, which is, do Italians eat Russian dressing?
I mean, Italians don't, but I own a deli, so I do. Italians are a little crazy with food. We'll get into that too, because Sebastian Maniscalco had like a super funny like viral skit where he's like, "Listen, let the Jews pay for the food and Italians will cater it." So I always feel like the pizza bagel like aspect of like someone being half Italian, half Jewish, or Italians and Jews. Like we always say, you always need a good Jewish lawyer, So there's like, we have a special connection. So
of course,
when I hit you up to do this pod, I was super honored. You said, yeah. Also, you just started this, Spritz.
I did.
We're going to talk about this a little bit.
Of course.
How a boy with no job now has a job.
Oh, yeah. Big job.
So tell us a little bit, because
it's all worth.
Listen, you've been in the social media space for years.
Yeah.
You know what it takes to go viral. Yeah. I remember seeing Kevin Durant flip out on you for making a meme of him being a snake. Tell us a little bit about that experience when
that was
when he went to the Golden State Warriors, right?
The Kevin Durant snake drama was like at least 4 years ago. Everybody was calling him a snake. Yeah, it was when he went to Golden State. I'm like, I'm not even that guy. Like, I don't like poke at people. It's not my personality. And I made like literally like the lightest hearted joke. Like, it was like a picture of a snake and I added Durant. I didn't like on stories. Like, it wasn't even.
Oh, it wasn't even a post?
No, it was
and
like.
He answered it?
He saw it and he answered it. And it's like, that's how I knew that Kevin Durant was looking at too many of his messages because, and I get it, like everybody gets a ton of hate. I'm sure you get a ton of hate.
Yeah.
Like people just, the trolls on Instagram are fucking disgusting. Like they'll come into your
social media in general,
DMs.
but Instagram's the most.
And what I learned a long time ago is that none of them mean it. Like none of them mean it. They're like, oh, you like fat, ugly Jew boy, like answer me. And it's like, and I'll say something like, why are you saying that? And they're like, oh, I'm just kidding. I love you. I just wanted you to answer. Like they think that the more vulgar they are, the more you'll try and call them out, and all that they want is to be called out.
I noticed that too. Whenever we like respond to somebody being negative, they always say, "Wait, I didn't mean it like that." Like,
no,
so they are looking for.
They're looking for attention.
Yeah.
They're so bored. These people are bored, and they're just terrible people. But I didn't do that to Kevin Durant. I like added him like a small @ It was just a full joke, and he just like wrote back. I did the exact same thing that I'm saying that everybody else does, which is then say, "Oh, bro, I didn't mean it."
Oh my god, and that's actually funny.
I was like, "Bro, I didn't mean it. Like I was just playing a joke." And so it was like a moment of self-reflection. But then we were like talking, and now I haven't DM'd him in a while, but like he.
But you have an open DM with him.
Yeah. I have open DMs with him.
That's funny. Now it's always good when you have like open DM because I'm always like, okay, I could go back to this when the time is right.
You could.
I actually want to ask you a meme question because, you know, you're super legendary in the social media space. So when you get an idea for a meme, right? Mm-hmm. Do you make it on the spot or do you like have a note where you keep your ideas?
I will 100% make it on the spot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not like, which is probably why I'm not like the biggest memer. Like I post so much less frequently than some of these guys. Yeah. Like now it's just fun for me. Like at one point, honestly, really at no point was it about growth. Like it was
never was?
Not really. Like I got into Instagram. My wife first got into Instagram, so she's Girl with No Job. Shout out to her. Yeah. Shout out to Girl with No Job.
She's a superstar, by the way.
Oh, superstar. Dude,
congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
You're the perfect soccer dad vibes.
Oh
yeah, holding her down.
She crushes. She actually just released her second tour. She's a comedian.
Yes, yeah, I know.
And so she's she's amazing. But
shout out to her.
Exactly. We started on Instagram probably like 8 years ago, and then memes were early, man. Like it was just about being funny. Like there was no real agenda. Like I was in college. It was like, this is fun. Like there was never, it took me such a long time to understand that this could be monetized. I had no idea.
So you didn't like even really think about like, I could make money doing this at any point?
Never. And the first thing that I say to anyone, everybody's always like, how do I grow a social following? It's like, please God, don't try to monetize it. Yeah. Because if you set out to be an influencer, I hate that term. You're not influential if your goal is to be influential.
Yeah.
That's like saying I want to. That's like saying I want to be a celebrity. Mm-hmm. No one can say I want to be a celebrity.
People say that though. People say both. I want to be an influencer.
But it doesn't make sense because what is a celebrity? A celebrity is an actor, and the reason why they're famous is because they're good at acting.
Or
a celebrity is because they're an artist, because they're a ball player, because they're like you have to do something, get recognized for that something. And then all of a sudden, it turns into something that you can monetize.
Yeah, you can't just wake up and say.
So you can do the same thing with the podcast. It's like, grind for a year, grow the podcast, get it big, and when people are all of a sudden like, "Oh shit, I love this podcast," then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I've got something."
Yeah,
you know. But like,
yeah, you just hit it on the head.
No, because it's so funny. It's like you'll see and you'll be able to like spot them out too, like the lifestyle bloggers that like are trying to make money. It's just like all ads, and it's like it's not. It's not.
So speaking of girl with no job, boy with no job. Now, were you guys together and you like had this idea like we're funny, let's make Instagram pages? Yeah.
So we were together for 9 months before this existed. Wow. So we met under, which is like my favorite part about it. Like we met, social didn't exist. She had a blog.
Facebook.
Nothing. Facebook. Instagram as we know it didn't exist.
Yeah.
People were posting pictures. Like it was really just like.
It was just like.
Do you remember the old Instagram?
Like no stories.
No nothing,
DMs.
Nothing.
It was just the grid.
It was exactly. So she had a blog called Girl with a Job. It was like a Tumblr and a blog. It was a Tumblr and a blog, and she would shit on her employer. At the time, she had like a fashion internship. She got fired from it because they found her blog, and so she changed the blog name to Girl with No Job. That's it. That's the entire story behind the name.
And then you said, I'm going to make a page, Boy with No Job?
It's funny. She started posting on Instagram, and all of a sudden, it went from us laying in bed talking to us laying in bed, and she was glued to her phone. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And she's like, you'd really like it. Why don't you make a boy account? Like, try and get some male followers. You're funny. And I obviously got addicted and grew my own following, and but it really happened like that. Like, there was no intention. Like, I remember she had 500,000 followers. She got an offer from Burger King for like $500, and we freaked out. It was like we're like, oh my God, we can make money. For this? Yeah. Like, we're getting paid for this. Yeah. And it's like, it really just, that's sort of the background. That's just how it happened. It was completely organic. Never really thought that it could become something more.
Was it a steady growth, or was it like something that just happened over like, what I'm trying to say is
there were pulses. There were pulses. So back in the day, Instagram used to be if a celebrity followed you. Do you remember there was a follow tab that showed up where everybody that you followed, your friends could see? Do you remember that? So old Instagram, the way that it worked, if a celebrity followed you, every single person that follows that celebrity would get a notification that Miley Cyrus followed Girl with No Job. So now the 10 million people that follow Miley Cyrus are flocking to follow Girl with No Job. So it was the same thing would happen to me. I would get massive
The good
jumps.
old days. The good old days.
Dude, when in the industry, we call it organic reach. Organic reach is like the percentage of your audience that actually sees your post. So if you have 500,000 followers and you have 100% reach, 500,000 people see it. That's the way Instagram used to be.
Yeah.
Now 15, 20% of people, 25%.
It's funny. I was going to ask you about how you felt about like Instagram, like the current like path they're going down, because like you said in the beginning, it was just a grid. Now it's like messages, this paid sponsorships, all that. Like, how do you feel about Instagram's algorithm? Like, do you think it's unfair that like people that'll follow you, like only 1% will see it, 10%? Like.
I think that I wish that it could be better, but in the end of the day, it's so much better than it could have been. Mm-hmm. So like Instagram is Instagram is protecting the creator network while still finding its own ways to monetize heavily, as opposed to a Facebook that completely fucking sold out, and not like anybody that has a page on Instagram, you can't do anything. Like, nobody sees content. Nobody's seen content on Facebook in 5 years. The same thing with Twitter.
Pages,
yeah, it's like, think about Twitter. Like, if you have a Twitter and you tweet, sure, you could go viral. The rest of your posts, 6 people see them. Like, so Instagram at least is steady. Like that, I will, and they also owe me nothing. Like, like part of the way that you could see it is like, oh, without us, there's no Instagram. And on the other side, it's without Instagram, there's none of this.
It's true.
So like, I'm thankful.
Instagram really changed the social media influencer.
They completely changed it. Like, adding in messages, like the reason why we met up in the first place is because of DMs. Like, without DMs, there's nothing. Like, I love DMs. I've met some of my closest friends now, like through social. It's weird.
That's exactly true. That people that change your life forever, you just message them like, let's do this. Let's do that.
Exactly.
And it's funny because sometimes I don't even have somebody's number. Like, I just communicate them with Instagram messages.
Yep.
But yeah, here we are now. Boy with no job. Now you have a job.
I do.
What are some pros and cons of working for yourself, creating a brand?
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot. So let me first dive in and tell the people what these are. The company's called Spritz Society. We come in 4 flavors: grapefruit, blood orange, pineapple, and lemon. They are wine-based sparkling cocktails. And the idea really came from the hard seltzer space, White Claws, Trulies, High Noons, etc.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah, and I just don't think that they taste good. Like, yeah, they kill it. And it's just like, did I ever go to the bar and order a vodka soda? Did you ever go to the bar and order a gin soda or tequila soda? Like, sure, there are people that ordered it.
They're looking for calories.
They're looking for calories. Yeah, just spare the calories. But like,
it's not that it tastes good.
I thought that there had to be a way to make something that was still low calorie but tasted better. And the difference was, hard seltzers are made with malt. This is made with wine. And the difference is all of the flavor. So, started a Spritz company.
I actually never tried one. So, towards the end of the pod,
you got to try them because these are a little bit warm, so you got to try them cold.
Yeah.
But they're They're amazing. I mean, that's why we started them. But pros and cons of working for yourself. The pro is that everything that you put into it, you get out of it. Sometimes when you don't work for yourself, you'll bust your ass.
You determine your own salary.
You determine your own, it's not even money. It's you determine your own, is satisfaction the right word? It's like you control how good you feel about yourself. Like when I've worked for somebody else, I could bust my fucking ass and nobody would give a shit. And it's like, because in the end of the day, you're like a cog in the wheel. Like you are just a replaceable employee, no matter how much you value yourself and no matter how much you think you're making a difference, you're not. Like when you're working for a big agency, if they have 3,000 employees, they can just replace you in 6 seconds and the client will never know the difference. When you work for yourself, you get out of it everything that you put into it. You work hard. Your dreams are going to come true. People are going to love what you're doing. And so I think it's just more, well, it's so much more work. It's just so
it is a lot more work. I mean,
but it's
when
the
reward
is so much
better.
Greater. It's on a daily basis. That's why I was saying it's not even monetary. It's just like the reward of creating a product from scratch that tastes amazing, that people are loving and buying, is the most rewarding experience. Like,
and creating a brand too is like, it's a great feeling knowing that like so many people are seeing what you're enjoying what you're making, like something that will outlive you, so to speak.
For
like,
sure.
Leaving a legacy.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, man. I always loved the idea of products. I was always that guy that was like entrepreneurial but never really took a dive. I had 1,000 ideas that I thought were good. And like, I guess they just weren't. And like, this was a good one. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm actually, let's try now. Actually, the pineapple one.
Pineapple's over there.
Okay.
Yeah, go grab the pineapple. Pineapple, I think, is going to be your favorite, but truthfully,
I'm a pineapple guy.
I'm a pineapple guy too. This is the best.
So we got pineapple, we got blood orange, grapefruit,
and lemon.
Okay,
Yep.
Guys, I'm gonna try a pineapple. Listen, I had never tried this before.
No, you haven't.
So
be brutally honest.
I will be
Cheers.
absolutely honest.
Cheers.
Salud. It's good.
It's good.
Very good. I look right away at like
it's 120 calories.
Not bad.
That's it.
It's not bad.
No. And that's the whole fucking difference. And I say this to everybody all the time. It's like, there is no difference between 100 and 120 calories. That's not why you're fat.
I thought I was going to look
and it was going to be 300. Yeah. I know.
That's why I looked.
And we call that sticker shock. Yeah. And nobody would ever come back. So no, it had to be 100.
So
120.
what's next for Spritz? Like
just continuing to get more cans in hands because not enough people know about
cans
it.
in hands. I like that.
It's our community right now, like which our community is super big, but in order to have a successful alcohol brand, you have to reach new audiences. So the next step right now, we're available at spritzsociety.com. Going forward,
we'll put that in the description. Also, everybody listening.
Yeah.
Make sure
I'll give you a code so you guys can, if you want to try it, you'll get a discount.
We'll call it GUI. We'll say code GUI.
Okay, GUI, that works. Yeah. But right now it's only available online. We're going into wholesale really soon, which is like liquor stores.
Well, that's the difference maker right there.
And that'll be really fun. It's also scary though, because those are people that I don't talk to on social media. Like those people are going to pop into a liquor store, see like our ads.
Those are people that'll be like super brutally honest.
Exactly.
Like, they're not your friends.
Correct. They're not your friends.
So I see what you're saying with that.
But yeah, so this is it.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, man.
Thank you.
You know, best of luck with Spritz. You have our full support.
I appreciate it.
I actually wanted to do some fun stuff for you too. Actually, I have one more question I didn't ask you.
Yeah, tell me.
So you saw a clip of ours on TikTok. So I was like curious, and I was like, I wonder if a boy with no job has a TikTok.
I do.
And you do, because like on your Instagram stories, like you always like making tuna salad on a bagel or making chicken salad or, you know, making lox sandwiches. Yeah. So like, you know, I always enjoy those kind of videos you do. And now you're kind of doing it on TikTok. How do you feel about TikTok in a whole? Like, do you think that's the future?
I love TikTok. I don't think that it's the future because I worry about the data side of things and how much data they're truly collecting. And I think that'll all explode at one point.
What does that even mean? Like, what are they collecting? Because
everything. They know what your face looks like. They know what your voice sounds like. They know like.
It's funny because I don't even think about this. Like,
there's just a huge difference between data collection in the United States and data collection in China, and like we have sort of. Nobody reads the terms and services of an app. No. They download it. We sort of sign away. We
just start doing the dances.
Exactly. But if you really start to think about why do I love TikTok so much? Because my feed is disgustingly curated to what I like, which makes
the algorithm on TikTok.
Which makes me know for a fact that they are tracking me after I leave the app. For a fact, what you're doing. To see what I'm doing, what I'm searching for, what I'm looking for on Instagram, what I'm like. Again, I don't know this for sure. I'm just telling you that the algorithm is good for a reason. Like they know that I'm obsessed with food recipes. They know that I'm obsessed with golf. They know that I'm obsessed with sports. Yeah. They know that I like it's. And like, how did you pop up in my For You feed?
Because we were talking,
maybe, but we weren't talking on TikTok.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
because now on TikTok they always ask me to like sign in for Facebook.
Yeah, and I never say yes to any of that stuff. So I just that's the only reason I think that it might not be the future, but it's definitely the best app. That was that grilled chicken that just came out of me.
When you're home bored, you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram.
I go back and forth. I would say that I'm far more addicted to scrolling on TikTok. The action of scrolling through, it takes a lot more effort for me to stop. Like
on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is like my poison at night. Like I'm like scrolling through TikTok, my eyes are bleeding, and it's like one more video. Like it's funny, like I almost always want to end. This is gonna be like a weird comparison. Like I always want to end on a great video. Like I can't end on like
I can't get better than that tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of like porn.
It's funny because
you don't want to watch bad porn. You want to finish on a high note on a nice video. And it's sort of the same thing with TikTok. It's like I want to finish my scrolling experience on something that I thought was funny. If I see a bunch of duds, I don't want to stop.
Keep looking until
I'm going to keep looking until there's something good.
No, man, listen, I think exactly what you're saying. And what I love about TikTok is that you don't need to have a following to kind of blow up. Like, look at all these like talented people. Like, I've met so many people from TikTok that I've collaborated with because I find them like super like different. You know, like I would have never found anybody on Instagram because on Instagram you're just looking at people you follow. Yeah, whereas on TikTok it's all about the For You page.
Exactly. And what it did was it gave people, to your point, with no following a chance to go viral. Which made the content so much crazier. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, on Instagram, nobody is like... People on TikTok are risking their lives for views. Like, they're doing crazy shit. Yeah. And it's like, that's the best stuff. And, like, we can, like, sit here and consume just regular people that have no agendas, that have no fears. Because in the end of the day, they can't get canceled because they're not famous. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. It's like they can talk about whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. Because in the end of the day...
There's no repercussions.
There's no repercussions because they're not famous.
Yeah. Like, I'm an island boy.
Yeah, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Well, the Island Boys, I mean, that really just blew up. Yeah. That is like...
You know, I will say one thing about TikTok, too, before we get into the fun segment of the pod. But I feel like TikTok made it easier for guys like us to find content. Like...
Yes.
I'll look at the hashtag Italian. I'll be like, what am I posting tomorrow?
Yes.
Like, if I don't have anything, because we make it a thing to post like 4 times a day.
Smart.
So TikTok, like, we really like almost post like a TikTok every day. Like, it could be somebody else's.
It's interesting. I've never really used it to search like that, and I really should. I just like go straight by my For You feed. TikTok's a great app. It's really great.
All right. So Ben, you live in Manhattan.
Yes.
We're talking about Italian food. We're talking about Jewish food.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you my version of New York Italian food, Italian-American food, so to speak, because our followers are a little crazy, you know? And you're going to say overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated. I want you to be brutally honest. Tell us exactly
Any explanations or just...
Yes.
Okay.
You can say it.
I can say it, and then I can explain
it.
Overrated, underrated, perfectly rated.
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right. New York City pizza.
Perfectly rated. The pizza is amazing, but the hype is crazy. Like, no matter where you go, everybody's like, oh, it's not New York pizza. And it's like, Yeah, no, it's not New York pizza. New York pizza is amazing, but I think that it's like really hyped and it's deservingly hyped. The pizza's
So you're
fantastic.
saying New York State pizza is the best pizza in America?
I think that it's the best pizza in America. Yes.
Fair to say.
Yes,
Fair
I
to,
do.
Because Jersey was like, there's an article going around that Jersey has the best pizza.
I'm not going to lie to you. I really just, it's the same shit to me. Like if I can hop in a car and drive there, New York and New Jersey are the same shit. So maybe there is the best pizza place in New Jersey. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that I think
I never tried it though. That's the one thing. I never really went to a bunch of places in Jersey to try the pizza.
No, I just know that I love New York pizza, and when I go outside of New York, it just starts to be a little weird.
But definitely no deep dish. You like deep dish? Are you a deep dish guy?
No. I like actually the opposite. I like it when it's super thin. Like when you go to like
crunchy?
Yeah, like not even like a pizza place. When you go to an Italian restaurant and they have like those smaller pizzas that are like put in a brick oven, they come out and they cut into 4 slices. Those are the fucking best.
Yeah, like the little squares.
Exactly.
Okay.
Those are amazing.
Okay, now the dollar slice. Perfectly rated, underrated, or overrated?
I think the dollar slice is underrated. I think that you're paying $1. You can't expect it to be the greatest pizza you've ever had.
It's drunk
but
food.
it's good. But it's good. It's bread, it's sauce, and it's cheese. So I would say it's underrated.
Chicken parm.
Chicken parm is properly rated. Chicken parm might be overrated. Chicken parm's overrated. Chicken parm is like, I'm sticking with that.
Because some people document where the best chicken parms are.
Chicken parm is overrated. Chicken parm is overrated because anything that you fry and put sauce and cheese on is going to be good. And I personally think that like a great eggplant parm is awesome. And eggplant parm is probably the most underrated type of parm.
Eggplant is actually the original parm.
There you go.
Because in Italian, if you say I want parmigiana,
it's eggplant. Yeah, eggplant parm.
They don't have chicken parm in Italy.
There you go. Eggplant parm is delicious. So I think chicken parm, overrated because there are other things that you can parm. That are
I saw a funny meme today. Speaking of memes, is someone said, so pizza's basically bread parm. I was like, that's kind of funny.
That's true. Because that's a good call. It's bread parmed. Yep.
Okay. Olive Garden.
Terrible.
Thank God.
Terrible.
Thank God.
It's not even It's not even overrated, and nobody talks about Olive Garden anymore. I don't know. Like, are they mafia run? How do they have so much money? Who eats at Olive Garden? Who eats at Olive Garden?
There's not too many though in New York. There's a couple.
No, but there are enough that they have national TV spots and are still like a monster. Like if you saw their balance sheet, I can't even imagine how much money Olive Garden makes.
I would love to get Spritz in Olive Garden.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they won't take it anymore. I'd love for you to carry Spritz Society, but your restaurant is trash.
What about cannolis?
Cannolis are properly rated. It's like everybody's heard of a cannoli. They taste great when they're from a great place. You can really butcher a cannoli, though. Like, bad cannolis really suck.
Yeah, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
But I like a good cannoli, yeah.
Okay, and now this one I kind of has a fun one. Italian food as a whole.
Italian food as a whole is Italian food as a whole is properly rated.
So, like, if Claudia wants to go out, are you guys going to?
We eat so much Italian, so much.
What are some of your favorite places?
In the city, it's funny. We call it like the McDonald's of Italian food. It's called Serafina, and it's not actually.
Serafina's good.
It's not actually like McDonald's level, but it's just a chain that's delicious. If I want like really good Italian food, I'll go to Carbone.
Shout outs to Mario. I love Carbone.
Yeah, I mean Mario's a good friend, and Carbone is just a fantastic spot. Italian food in general is probably like our biggest go-to.
You eat a lot of sushi too.
So much sushi.
More sushi or more Italian food? Would you say
more sushi?
More a little healthier.
Yeah, and it's just like that's the thing. Like Italian food is so heavy. Yeah. So heavy. There's also a place, I'm blanking on the name right now. It's on 60th and 3rd. That I love. They have like amazing fish. Like that's the one part about Italian food that I think people sort of sleep on. Like,
do we make good fish?
Just like an amazing, like I'll get a delicious Dover sole, or I'll get like a great like what's it called when you take like a fillet of salmon? It's super buttered. Oregano?
Oregano.
Oregano is. Well, no, Il Molino is a little overrated. No, 60th and 3rd. Scalinatella.
Oh, okay,
awesome.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
I've never been there.
Yeah, you like walk in, you walk downstairs. It's like one of those.
Because it's funny really for us. Like a lot of things we get is that a lot of foods like Italian American and then real authentic Italian. So the whole chicken parm and like fettuccine Alfredo, it's not real Italian food. And
would you say that penne alla vodka is real Italian food?
See, like we were just talking about that yesterday. No.
But it's it's delicious.
But it's delicious. And I pay all my bills with vodka sauce.
Yeah, no.
So who am I to judge?
Vodka sauce is sick. Vodka sauce
is extremely underrated.
Underrated because it's unbelievable. You could put vodka sauce on almost anything. Yeah. And it's amazing. It tastes
good. Like we make the chin cutlet, mozzarella, vodka sauce.
Yeah, that's amazing. I had some questions for you, right?
Oh, you prepared questions for me?
Yeah, I got some for you. All right. So you did Italian food. Now I'm going to do Jewish food with you.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with bagels. Are bagels overrated, underrated, or properly rated? And I'm going to change it actually. Are New York bagels? Yes. We're going to start. I'm going to ask this twice.
Yes.
Are New York bagels overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
They're properly rated, absolute best. New York bagels, I'm talking about those fat bagels that when you cut open, there's like that dough on both sides.
Yep.
Like there's nothing like a New York place that makes their own bagels.
No, it's the fucking best.
The best. So actually, I'm going to go underrated because I wish everybody made their bagels like us.
And now I have to ask the second question, which is outside of New York, bagels in general as a category.
So
overrated, underrated.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I've had bagels in other states, it would be in like at a Dunkin' Donuts or something. Yeah. I don't know if I've really tried the best bagels in LA. Let's say. Yep. I should. There's that one kid. I think he's friends with you too. That I should try. I forget his name. What's his name?
He runs a bagel store?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I gotta look him up.
Believe me, I'd know if a guy owned a bagel store.
In LA?
Yeah.
I forget his name. I'm gonna check him out.
Okay.
I do want to try his.
It's funny that you say that. So what I think is the difference, at least what I've heard. Do you remember a couple of years ago, Entenmann's changed their facility and their cookies started tasting like ass? Do you remember this? Yeah. It's because they moved it from New York to a different state and they changed the water. Everybody says
is it really the water?
Everybody claims that's at least I've bought into the hype that it is the New York tap water that makes the bagels so good. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a little ridiculous.
Who would have thought that we have the best water somehow?
At least the best water for bagels.
Not to swim.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
No, our water to swim is disgusting. Okay, all right, so we're there on bagels. Tuna fish. Overrated, and I'm talking about like a tuna salad. This is a classic rant that I have. The tuna fish is actually a very redundant phrase.
Yes.
I don't know why, at least Jews, we call tuna salad tuna fish when it's tuna fish. But tuna salad. So mayonnaise, tuna, some vegetables, overrated, underrated,
so I saw it's perfectly rated. It should be more popular than what it is, I think. I mean, in New York deli culture, like a tuna fish, lettuce, tomato sandwich with red onion just hits. You know, especially on a bagel. Yep. But I feel like a lot of people don't make it well. Mm-hmm. They'll use like cheap tuna in a can and not all white fish.
Yep.
So that's why I think it's properly rated.
Yep.
But maybe a little closer to the underrated side because tuna fish is extremely healthy too. So without the mayo also you could, slim down a little bit, especially for keto season.
I was going to say the way that I do it, mayo is the main ingredient.
Use a light mayo?
Oh, no.
Hellmann's?
Hellmann's real... Look, again, it's the same way that I feel about the difference between 100 and 120 calories. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you that the tablespoon of mayonnaise going in my tuna fish is not why I'm morbidly obese. It's because I literally at 10 p.m., wake up and I'm like, I get out of bed, I'm like, oh shit, I'm hungry. And after I've eaten for the entire day, I'll eat a pint of ice cream. It has nothing to do with the tuna fish at lunch.
So you put a whole tablespoon for a sandwich, pretty much?
I do 2 tablespoons of tuna per can.
So you do
a can mayo, is like 2 sandwiches.
Mayo, red onion, celery?
No, I go mayo, tuna, mayo, onion, sliced up. Chopped up dill, a little bit of dill.
A little dill.
I do gherkin pickles. I like gherkins, and then Worcestershire. Worcestershire is.
I'm very impressed you could pronounce that because I'm not Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. That is.
That's a secret ingredient, or just a drop,
dude.
Because that's like a strong.
A couple of drops. You no longer need to put in salt because that's salty, and it is.
I gotta try tuna salad
Chef's
sometime.
kiss. Yeah. You know this. And I probably also look. I can't divulge all of my secrets. I have a couple of different tuna recipes. So anybody
A
now
boy with
that's
no
maybe
job
watching
cookbook
this,
coming, you know?
Yeah, no, they're thinking, oh, I know his tuna. You don't know my tuna. There are a bunch of different tunas. So you know one variation of the tuna. All right. Lox, as in sliced nova, as in the gift from the gods, if done right. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
You might hate me for this, but a little overrated.
Okay. I need the reason.
Man, because, I mean, you know, I feel like the bagel culture treats lox like Jesus made it himself. And listen, to a fair point, I've never like really indulged in the super expensive lox that you're saying.
No.
Like the lox that I'm accustomed to, that my mom, she gets it from BJ's, and it's like in that plastic wrap on the tin. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not fresh lox.
It's not fresh.
You've never had fresh lox.
No.
Yeah. So then that's an unfair question.
Yeah, it's an unfair question.
The truth is, it's the exact same thing with sushi. Mm-hmm. If the person who's cutting it doesn't have proper knife work, it ends up chewy. So
there you go. That's probably why I don't
proper
like
knife
it.
work is everything. I mean, it's the same thing when you're cooking anything. Like, imagine if you had a piece of grilled chicken that's like filled with veins. So you're chewing it, and it's like that. You can either get a perfect piece of grilled chicken, or you can get one where you're like chewing
your
on
lox
fucking
connoisseur.
cartilage.
You know your lox.
I know my lox, and I can tell you, bad lox is bad
Now, do you just eat lox
by itself.
Yeah, you could just eat it by itself.
I could, but I much prefer it with
Cream
cheese. Cream cheese is the accompaniment. Even a scallion cream cheese is really good.
And even like on a cracker, right? Now you don't
Put it
have
on
to
a cracker. You could throw it in eggs. Have you ever had eggs, lox,
like
cream
scrambled
cheese?
eggs?
Yeah, sick, delicious.
This guy, man, he knows his lox.
Delicious. All right, we got a couple more. Pastrami, overrated, underrated,
severely
proper.
underrated. Now, see, like pastrami is that's my jam right there.
Have you ever had pastrami lox?
I've never had them together. No.
No, so pastrami.
Oh, it's pastrami seasoning
exactly
on the outside
on lox.
So is that better than pastrami? Would you say?
No. Pastrami is the best. Where have you had? Where do you think is the best pastrami?
So I mean, I've had Cats a zillion times. Carnegie's. There was a place where I live now in Howard Beach that when I first moved there, they made pastrami and then they closed down. This guy like slow cooked it for like 12 hours.
Amazing.
That's the way pastrami should be. Like, unfortunately, in my store, I have boar's head pastrami.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it like the slow cook.
Yeah.
But
the best pastrami.
Is there some places in New York I should go?
Yeah, if you get there, it's on 77th and Lex, Upper East.
What's it called?
It's called Pastrami Queen.
Okay.
And it is. I think it like completely shits on Katz's. Like,
is it one of those places that's like open 8 to 4 or something?
It's small and it's not open crazy hours. Yeah, it closes.
It's like you gotta go there. It's like you gotta go
there for lunch.
Yeah,
and it is.
You gotta make a day out of it.
Whew,
we'll go there
amazing.
one day.
Yeah, we gotta go. Amazing. All right.
Now, when you eat your pastrami, real quick, now, proper way, you're just eating it with Russian. Because me, like, I like pastrami with like melted Swiss, melted American, a little mustard.
Yeah,
but I heard like some people like no American cheese with pastrami.
Yeah, so the way that I typically eat pastrami is I like a club roll, pastrami, grilled onions, Russian.
That's
it.
No cheese.
No cheese.
Because you can't eat meat and cheese together, right?
But even when I do, or if I did, I do sometimes. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Don't tell anybody. But it's still is not.
It's not your jam.
It doesn't belong, in my opinion. Like,
Okay.
You're kind of treating pastrami like it's a Philly cheesesteak. When like leave the cheese for the steak, you just don't need it on good pastrami. Is so perfectly fatty and lean. It's like that soft. I can make love to good pastrami. Like, good pastrami.
I'm gonna keep my pastramis away from you.
You'll see me in the corner just hoarding
you
all
ever
your
see that video with
pastrami.
the pastrami that like they squeeze it?
Yes, of course. Okay. Yeah, the one that looks
Stay
like
away from that one.
No, that one's not for me. That one's not for me. But yeah, pastrami is fucking good. And the best part, it can also be, it's very versatile. If you want it very thinly sliced, great on a sandwich. If you want it more as like a block, you could eat it with like, my dad makes a killer sweet and sour pastrami.
Like a brisket style?
Basically brisket style.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sick.
All right, we got one more. Pickles. I'll start actually. Oh, I can't say it. It's too broad. Sour pickles. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
So I think properly rated because there's so many people, like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. My kids, they both, when we go to like get a burger, they say no pickles. Like, I feel like as like children and stuff, like a lot of people in this world don't eat onions and pickles for some reason.
Yep.
But then there's a lot of people that eat high-end pickles and, you know, pickle their own pickles. So that's why I feel like it's perfectly rated. Because some people have negative things to say about it and some people have positive things to say about it.
Do you like half sour pickles?
Yeah, of course.
You do?
Yeah.
See,
on a sandwich too. You don't? You like...
I actually think that half sour pickles are a disgrace to pickles.
So how do you like them?
I like them full sour. Like,
you don't like the ones that are like a little pickle?
I don't like the ones that even slightly resemble a cucumber. I'd prefer to have a cucumber. Like, I want it all sour. Like, really like that, like... It can't
See, I feel like I like the medium sour ones the most. Yeah, because...
Look, to each their own. I think if you're pickling something, you
gotta pickle it. There's a reason.
Pickle. I love everything pickled.
I wonder who, like...
You have pickled onions?
Oh, yeah, like in a jar. Or mushroom. We do like pickled eggplant. You ever have pickled eggplant?
Anything pickles amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
I wonder the guy that woke up one day and said, I'm going to put a bunch of cucumbers in this jar with some vinegar and...
Dude.
Basically...
How about the first guy that milked an udder and drank it?
Yeah.
Like
experimental stuff.
In order to discover literally the whole, like, somebody had to say, like, oh shit, like, that deer looks delicious, and just killed it and ate it. Like, it's just crazy. Like, when you think about the origins of...
Thank God we live now in the Instagram and TikTok era.
Dude, it's so easy. We're like, we're like the laziest. Even when we hustle, we're lazy in comparison to, like, what people were doing.
That would have to hunt to eat.
They would have to hunt to eat?
Yeah.
We're lazy.
We're just here drinking our Spritz.
Exactly. We're toasting.
Thanks for being on the show, pal.
Of course, brother.
Everybody,
Thank you for having me.
If you're interested in the Spritz, please check out the link in our bio. Use code GUI at checkout.